Good morning. Today is Tuesday, October 18th. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on the WKYC YouTube page. We start with Holly for a check of today's forecast because, Holly, we're getting a taste of winter.
We are, Danielle, and I know many of you are saying, what? But we'll get out of this. We've got a couple of days, though, ahead of us here with these on and off lake effect rain and snow showers. It's going to be a mix at times. Other times you'll see more of that chilly rain than not, and this does continue not only through this afternoon but into this evening. And notice this evening as we fall back into the 30s, we start to see more of that snow mixing in again. Could have a brief little slushy accumulation even in grassy areas. Don't be surprised, and especially those snowflakes, those wet snowflakes hitting your windshield at times. More where this is coming from, as I talked about through your Wednesday. But then there's a huge rebound, and it almost makes it a little easier, I think, to deal with once we look ahead to what's coming at us for this upcoming weekend. We're still just about 2 weeks away from Halloween, so we've got a lot of weather to enjoy, and we'll start to pull out of this wintry mess by the time we get into Thursday. We'll dry things out, and we'll eventually warm into the 60s on Friday, and that is a seasonal day right there. We'll have good weather for high school football, and then into the weekend, it is literally, Danielle, you want to talk about one extreme to the other, above normal. So we'll end up mid to upper 60s heading into Saturday, another great weekend to maybe finish up some of that yard work and things that you need to tend to. By the end of the weekend and early next week, we've got sunshine and 70s.
Wow. Thank you so much, Holly. Topping headlines this morning, Canton is mourning the death of a teenager killed in a car crash. 16-year-old Jacob Brown was a junior at Canton Central Catholic. Police believe he was speeding when he lost control of his vehicle and hit a tree while driving near Toledo Sunday night. Jacob was a member of the soccer team. A game scheduled for last night and other school activities this week have been postponed. The school says it is offering counseling and support services for anyone who needs them. In Illyria, police and Mayor Frank Whitfield will provide an update on the shooting death of a 14-year-old boy. Shane Edwards was found shot to death inside his home last month. At the time, police said there was evidence of gunshots fired toward the house, but it was not known if Edwards was the intended target. A news conference will be held today. And disappointment from both residents and the mayor of Cleveland Heights after a pride bench in Forest Hill Park was vandalized. The mayor tells 3 News that the city installed the benches in all of its major parks to publicly symbolize inclusion and diversity within the Cleveland Heights community. The city removed the destroyed bench to repaint it and replace it and send a message to the vandals that hate isn't welcome here.
We will not submit. We will not allow the kind of hostility and bigotry, homophobia to get in the way of us continuing to send the message to people in Cleveland Heights that all are welcome here.
And while the mayor is aware there might be individual acts of hatred, he knows that this does not reflect the entire community as a whole. And Cleveland City Council members discussed ideas for a new corporate hangar for Sherwin Williams. The plan calls for the company to lease 5.8 acres of city-owned land near Cleveland Hopkins Airport. If approved, the company would design, build, and operate the hangar for the next 30 years. This comes as Sherwin Williams expands its footprint across Northeast Ohio, with their global headquarters coming to downtown Cleveland and a research and development center planned for Brecksville. And we are getting our first look at the new North American headquarters for Bendix. The facility in Avon was revealed yesterday. Bendix builds different parts for safety technology in cars. The new headquarters is 58 acres and it is a campus and employs 650 people. The groundbreaking was held back in 2020. And the city of Cleveland is preparing for winter weather. Last year's snowfall seemed never ending, which is why the city is implementing a new plan to get ahead of the game and be better prepared.
We've hired new drivers. We've ahead of schedule on hiring new drivers. We're training the drivers. The training starts this month. We also are implementing a new software to provide the drivers with a route schedule or turns to make so they don't have to do it on their own.
ODOT is preparing for wintry weather too, with 75 to 90 snowplows being available in Lake, Geauga, and Cuyahoga counties, depending on the accumulation. And speaking of winter, even though it might seem a little early to be thinking about the holiday season, well, HBO Max dropped the teaser trailer for the sequel to the Cleveland favorite film, A Christmas Story. Peter Billingsley is reprising his role as Ralphie. Now as an adult, he returns to his old house with his own kids. Sadly, well, the movie was not filmed here in Cleveland like the original was, but you can stream A Christmas Story Christmas on HBO Max starting November 17th. Well, thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. Make sure you continue to check our social media pages and WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and the GO team will see you tomorrow morning starting at 4:30 a.m. Have a great day, everybody.